Hello Capricorn. Welcome to your October 2020 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Capricorn. And before we get started, take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Make sure you check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing for more content from me. If you would like to get a reading each and every Sunday that is exclusive, make sure you sign up for my newsletter. They're amazing. It's well worth it. And let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to lay this spread out and then we will dive right in. All right, let's start with your oracle cards as usual. You don't need their approval. So this is really a matter of listening and trusting yourself in the month of October. I think you might be in a mode of needing a little bit too much input from the external. And so take a little bit of that back. And I want to be clear that getting insight or reflections from the external is not bad at all. It's just that it might be muddying your truth. I'm getting a lot of crown chakra work in all of this. So if you kind of hand that power over, or if you like hand your truth over to someone else, that's where you can really run into issues. So take that back for yourself. Competition, summon courage and self-confidence. So the expression that's coming up is like, make it a game, like play with it, make it exciting. And that might actually drive you, like, let's see how far I can go this time, or ooh, let me push myself even more. There's an element of like wanting to compete that is going to push you beyond what you thought your limits were previously. And then we have maintenance. The earthly realm begs your devoted attention. Explore self-care rituals to unlock your next level. Be willing to find an enjoyable way to do mundane tasks. Yeah, so similar to play with it, make it a game. That's also the maintenance piece, is like make it enjoyable, or find the pleasure in what might otherwise be boring or feel like you're coming from a state of obligation rather than I get to do this. If you can make that tweak even a little bit, it'll help you a lot. Okay, this is a Celtic cross, just so you know. I've just restructured it a little bit so it can fit on the table. But the central energy for you is the Two of Swords. This is the feeling and experience of being blind or not being able to see beyond the veil. The crossing energy is the Nine of Cups. So the important thing is that even if you don't know how or when, or there's a whole bunch of pieces that are missing, the Nine of Cups is like your insurance. That's showing you yes, the right direction, wishes fulfilled, dreams coming true, all of that good, juicy stuff that goes along with the Nine of Cups. It's just that your humanness can sometimes make that extra, it can bring up some doubt when you're not seeing it immediately. So just know this is the reality. And then this is the human mind kind of getting in the way, getting frustrated, not being able to see all the steps. What you have shifting out is the Seeker. So this is like there's a lot of muddiness between the earth realm and what's going on behind the veil. Maybe you've been having a lot of really weird dreams or experiences that just don't feel like standard everyday stuff. And it looks like this card is just highlighting here that you're really moving beyond this. I think you're kind of bringing all of this information that you gathered here, whatever that was, and integrating it into your form, embodying that fully. The oncoming energy is the Eight of Wands. Things are going to be moving a lot faster than I think you realize. A lot faster. Expect high-speed progress, expect to see results. Now I'm getting that October itself, because this is oncoming energy, October itself is really encouraging you to hold the energy of success and achievement and the goal being attained. as often as humanly possible. The Eight of Wands is showing then you're really going to see things pick up, even if October doesn't necessarily feel that way. The momentum is building. The outward manifestation is strength, personal power. This is conviction. You knowing and trusting yourself, or we could also say trusting God, right? That's also like a form of personal power, that you're held, that you're supported along the way. And so it's like self-trust, trusting God, like that being synonymous for you here. Holding this Nine of Cups expectation for yourself is profoundly helpful. And in the subconscious, in the mental body, we have the Eight of Cups, transforming the mind, the thoughts that you're thinking, your perceptions of the situation or circumstances are going to be evolving. I'm getting in October, it doesn't seem like anything is stationary in terms of maybe how you're perceiving things. Because you have a big fat I don't know with the Two of Swords, and so it might be changing day after day. And the Eight of Cups is similar. It's like changing your mind, or like needing to take a left turn somewhere on the journey, or how you're thinking about it is under construction. New revelations coming up. Those are all big themes, and I think that the practice is coming back to the Nine of Cups. The practice is coming back to the truth of why you're here. It's just the human being things that we sift through. The doubt, frustration, impatience, uncertainty, fear, blah, blah, blah. All of that stuff that we get sucked into, it's come back to the Nine of Cups. The advice for you is the Knight of Swords. Pursue evolution in the mental body, because the Knight of Swords is really innovative with how he thinks about things. I'm going to clarify this for you. The Hanged Man. Okay, so maybe it's like mental stability, mental practice, flexing that muscle again and again and again, and getting really good at holding what you desire, what thoughts you have going on, lining all of that up and getting rooted and grounded in that, because the Hanged Man is stable and consistent. And so the more that you can either find a process or some type of routine or ritual that can lock you into the mind and the thoughts and the being that feels best for you and is most helpful, that's something you can come back to again and again every time you drift, right? Because we drift off into turbulence or negative thinking, and then we come back, and then we drift off in the other direction into whatever doubt, fear, shame, and then we come back. So just kind of having a toolkit or a game plan for when you drift, how you reel yourself in, is going to be helpful in October. The external influences, we have the Queen of Pentacles. This is either a friend, a partner, a practitioner. There's someone in your space who's particularly helpful, because this is very clearly a person when I'm reading this on you. And so the Queen of Pentacles is showing up and is really present. And I also want to be clear, there's a lot of feminine energy to this. So it's someone who has a lot of mastery over feminine nurturing and being in the material. There's a lot of Virgo energy coming off of this, like a healer. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like someone who just really understands practical healing and nurturing. That concoction right there is what you have in your space, or someone who's like coming up in your sphere. Hopes and fears, we have the Two of Wands. This is looking like the fear is that things are far away. So I can say based on this reading, it doesn't seem that way. It seems like consistent, stable progress, you having the tools that you need, integrating this information, and that leading to rapid progress moving forward. Things picking up in pace. The Two of Swords isn't a particularly fast card, but the Eight of Wands is. The Two of Wands is kind of like, oh, there's a roadmap for us getting to our final destination. And while you might have that roadmap, sometimes when we're looking at the whole picture, it can almost create a fatigue of, oh man, I'm never going to get there. It's like you're wandering off into the desert and you just don't know when you're going to reach a town. And so you want to get really present. Once again, the solution and remedy to that experience is getting present. So initiate that over and over and over and over in order to shift that fear out. Presence is the solution to future tripping, so just make sure that you write that on a sticky note so that when you drift, you can remind yourself of that. The outcome of the month is the Nine of Pentacles. Enjoying the fruits of your labor. It's like you get to see in real time, wow, I've accomplished a lot. This is looking like giving yourself a reason to celebrate yourself, treat yourself, acknowledge all of your hard work. And we have the Seven of Arrows. So this is actually your likelihood of downplaying this. I'm getting that you kind of want to gas yourself up here. And the Seven of Arrows is like, no, it's not that big of a deal, or I haven't made that much progress. And so I would say it's going to be wise for you to surround yourself with people who are good cheerleaders and remind you of your personal power rather than exclusively relying on your personal projections, right? Because this is like, wow, you have a lot to be proud of. There's a lot of work that you've already done. There's a lot of things you've already made happen. This is fantastic. And then this is the little element of humanness that kind of comes in and wants to ruin everything. And so if you can just kind of figure out a way to counter that, you're going to be able to enjoy yourself more and more and more increasingly. It just looks like some self-criticism coming up around that, so that's okay. Now let's do a 3-card pick. Ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity, support, whatever you need. If you need more time, pause the video. Card number 1, we have the Eight of Swords. I'm getting that this is feeling like you have a Gordian knot sitting in front of you, right? Like there's just a big tangled mess. And the way to kind of see through that is not to focus on all of the nuances and nooks and crannies of the knot, but instead to relax, like let it relax, and then allow yourself to kind of just hold space for solutions, ease, things getting better and better and better. Hold that rather than making things compounding in difficulty. Okay, let's look at card number 2. We have the Empress. She's been coming up a lot lately in these 3-card picks, and it's nurturing the self, being good to yourself, being gentle with yourself, anchoring into divine feminine, and softness, tenderness is the remedy here. Or it could also be part of what, like an absence of tenderness and compassion for yourself is what will cause issues externally. So make sure that you're starting with that for yourself. And then card number 3, we have Judgment, making a decision. Like decisions are powerful. Decisions are like, I'm placing the order. I'm placing the order. It is happening. It is getting delivered to me now. There's no other option for anything else. This is just the way it is, how it is, and how it's going to be. And holding that level of conviction is what will be the most creative at the highest density. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, everybody. If you would like to know which decks I use, they are listed in the description box. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Onyx Healing. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Make sure you leave a comment and a thumbs up if you feel called to. And sign up for my newsletter. Check me out on other social media platforms. And until next time, have a beautiful October, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.